Hello, Natomas Christian School families. It is Thursday, March 23rd, and it is time for our Thursday Thoughts. Hey, this week, I'd like to start this week by speaking to our kinder through high school families, and then I'd like to end this week's thoughts talking specifically to our preschool families. So with that being said, we are getting near the end of March, which means we are roughly 2 months away from the end of our school year. Last count, we are somewhere in the neighborhood of 48 total school days left in our remaining school year. So if I can encourage you, we're going to try and finish off strong here. We're working with the kids and our students to take on the same mindset that this is the fourth quarter. This is when we sprint through the finish line and we want to finish strong. With that being said, just want to get into our announcements for the week. First off, I'd like to say thank you to all of the parents who helped drive and chaperone our Exploratorium field trip last week. It was very successful. Thank you to everyone who was able to get their students and their families here on time to get on the road. We made it down there in a good amount of time and had some time at the Exploratorium and made it back about the time that we were shooting for. So again, thank you to everyone who was able to drive and chaperone. The kids had a great time. They've been talking about it all week. I know some families have looked into going back down on their own based off of the report that they got from their kids. So again, for all of those parents who helped to drive and chaperone the Exploratorium field trip last week, a huge thank you to everyone. We have a couple of date changes for some previous events and announcements. Our first date change is relating to our Terra Nova testing. Again, this is for our students who will be taking the Terra Nova testing. It was in the calendar for next week on the 28th. We are postponing it 1 week, so our new date for Terra Nova testing will be April 6th. Again, this is our version of standardized testing. This is just for us to compare our students' progress year over year, so our students and so our families can see what progress their students have made. It also helps us know where our kids are going year after year. But again, we do not quote unquote norm the standards. We do not subscribe to any of the ranking systems with any other schools. The purpose of this is just strictly for our students to see the progress that they've made against themselves. Another change to mention is for our high school students. We are canceling, unfortunately, we've had to cancel the high school formal due to a lack of ticket sales. We extended the deadline by a week, but even still between both campuses, we were not able to sell the minimum required to hold the event. So for our high school students, I apologize. For our high school families, there will not be a spring formal this year due to a lack of ticket sales. As a reminder though, our Spring Picture Day is still happening next Thursday, March 30th. Spring Picture Day is next Thursday. This is a free dress day for all students from preschool up through 12th grade. It's a great time if you would like to if you'd like to see how much your students have grown and changed since the beginning of the school year. This is also an excellent time for any new students who didn't take previous pictures to get their pictures taken so that we can get them included in the yearbook and things like that. But again, as a reminder, Spring Picture Day is still happening next Thursday, March 30th. And then finally, new announcement for our 8th grade families. 8th grade students should have brought home a permission slip yesterday after school. On the permission slip talks about an 8th grade celebration field trip. This is again only for our 8th grade students. This is a celebration as we get ready to promote them up into high school. We will be doing this in conjunction with the Fairfield campus. The date on for the celebration event for our 8th graders is Friday, April 28th. So if this sounds like something you would like your students would be interested in, please make sure to read through the permission slip and get it filled in, get it filled out please, and sent to us by the deadline on the permission slip. Again, like most things that we do, we are in need of parent drivers and chaperones. This is a long day. This will be a long day. We are probably scheduled to get back to the Sacramento area sometime around 7 or 8 o'clock p.m. that Friday night. But again, for our 8th grade families, please take a look at the field trip and see if this is something you and your students would like to participate in as an 8th grade celebration. And finally, we're at the point, if I can just talk specifically to our preschool families for a couple minutes here. For our preschool families, I just want to say thank you for sticking around with us through this transition time happening right now. I know that there are some feelings of uneasiness and questions about what now. And so I can tell you right now that we have, to get us through this transition period, we have identified an interim preschool director. I can't give the specifics of it yet, but that information will be coming in a more detailed notice before the weekend. I can tell you that our interim director is someone who is affiliated with our school, someone who has over 20 years experience working with children in the classroom, in private daycare facilities, and home daycare facilities. So our interim director will be coming on. She'll be making sure that our staff are following established protocols. She'll also be making sure that we're staying compliant with state regulations, and of course providing general oversight. I'm very happy with our interim director. Again, I'm not going to give specifics here in the video, but we have identified an interim director. Just have a few more details to work out with her, and then we will make a more formal announcement before the week is out. We're also working on an opportunity where we can trying to clear a date for next week when we can have a meet and greet, so we can introduce her to everyone. And so as we work through this transition, I just want to say thank you to everyone for sticking in there with us. I've talked to many of our preschool families either in person, on the phone, or corresponded with email. Your feedback has been appreciated. We have heard it all, but I just want to let you know that our ultimate goal for Natomas Christian School is to always provide a caring, nurturing, safe, loving, Christ-filled environment where your student is free to grow academically and spiritually. And every decision that we make keeps that in mind. And so I just wanted to address that. I know there's some questions about what's going on. So I hope that kind of gives some, gives some clarity as of right now. And I hope that gives a little bit of peace of mind, knowing that the information will come out more specifically before the weekend is over. So that's it for this week. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you for continuing to let us, Natomas Christian School and Natomas Christian Preschool, work with you and your families. Until next time, God bless you and have a great day and a great weekend. Bye.